everybody? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. What day is it? Happy Wednesday. It's a winning Wednesday. My name is Demita McGee. If we've never had the opportunity to meet before, I am a Christian business coach. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. Together, my husband and I own this amazing company called Christian Business Academy Worldwide. Y'all, we do a couple of things. We help people understand spiritual success strategies for financial abundance. That's a mouthful. Basically, we help you understand how to use biblical principles to own and operate your business. We help people understand multiple streams of income. And y'all, we also show people how to use alternative sources of funding for those businesses. So that's what we do. That's who I am. And I'm so grateful that y'all are hanging out with me this evening. If you are on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. We're going to have a really cool, amazing time tonight. You guys, we're going to talk to this beautiful woman who I've had the honor of knowing now. I've known her for several years. Believe it or not, we met. What's up, everybody? Look at this. Look at this. She said, I'm the first one to comment. Yeah, y'all. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Let's get it. I see you, Shonda. Welcome. Welcome to everybody who is out there hanging out with us. I appreciate you. I see you on live. Listen, you know what I want you to do also? I want you to share this because the information that we're going to talk about tonight, y'all, this is really, really powerful. Like, this is really good stuff. And you're not going to get it anyplace else. Let's just be honest. And I can confidently say what we're about to talk about, you're not about to get this someplace else. So if you have friends with children, relatives with children, and you are trying to figure out how to even put them in a good financial position when they don't even know much about money right now, they may be 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 1, 2. We don't know, but we can help them get in a position. That's what tonight is about. What's going on? I see you. Welcome. Blessings to you. Thank you. And so tonight, my guest, you guys, she is a powerhouse. I mean, an absolute powerhouse. She's an IT professional killing the game. She has a beautiful 8-year-old daughter. I mean, just incredibly talented. She's a leader among leaders. I'm so blessed to be able to work side by side with her because she is one of my business partners. So I'm grateful for her. And this is the other thing. I've watched her just grow in confidence and business acumen like crazy over the last year. So it's an honor to be able to have her on the show today. And you guys, we're going to dig into, yes, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. We're going to talk about those alternative sources of funding. We're going to talk about crypto so you can have a Merry Crypto Christmas. Yes. But what about helping your children have that? She has officially unbanked her daughter before her daughter even has a bank account. So y'all, let's welcome the amazing Jaqueline Burnham to the street. What's up, sis? How are you?
Hey, oh my God. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much, Demita, for having me on. I mean, I'm just elated. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be able to share some of this information with you guys. I think it's so important. I mean, we like to have fun, but we have to get our finances in order, and we are all building legacies and building wealth. So I am so excited to be a part.
I'm so happy you are here. And it looks like you invited Kelly tonight. Kelly said, I want to give my daughter this gift too.
Yes, that's my cousin.
Yeah, she says, we are on. Thank you, cuz I am here. I see the love, Shonda. Y'all, let's dig in. What I want to do is I gave like a really brief intro of who you are. And you guys, I want you to know that I'm so grateful for some of the people in my circle. I got some bosses in my circle. And when you have good people in your circle, it matters. Your network is so incredibly important. And so I'm grateful for people like Jaqueline. But I want you to just give them a little background of who you are. Because you got some good stuff on the horizon. I know you're not ready to let that stuff out yet. And it's all good. It's all good. But give them just a little taste of who you are.
Who I am. Well, the short version is I'm Jaqueline LeJoy. I'm a speaker, soon to be author. I'm a crypto enthusiast, and I am an IT professional. So, started my journey way back when. I'm from Gary, Indiana. Of course, I went to college. I did what my mom told me to do. I got those good grades. I got a good job. I got a good career. And I have just been sailing forward ever since. I do a whole host of things. I mean, you name it, I probably do it. I skate, I stepped. I used to teach stepping, Chicago style stepping. For those of you that dance, I used to be an instructor. I'm an Amazon that flies planes.
Yeah.
Amazon, I am a 6 foot tall model, and I actually do know how to fly an airplane. So add that to my list. I'm also a mompreneur. My little 8-year-old daughter, she has her own lip gloss line. She has a whole host of other talents that we're not even going to get into tonight. But together, we just try to be the best that we can be in.
I love
And
it. I love it. Y'all,
uh,
she is super talented. I'm giving you guys some time to share this stream. I promise you, you're going to wish you shared this while we were live, because if you have some questions that we may be able to answer while we're having this conversation, we're definitely going to do that. So I want to give you another chance to go ahead and hit the share button. The other thing, yes, Shonda, absolutely brilliant. It's insane. I
yeah,
told you, friends, my network is absolutely amazing. And I'm so grateful. I don't take any of them for granted. Do you hear me? So listen, I want to give you guys another opportunity to share this live stream. This is a big deal. Make sure you also hit that notification and you subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. And we are also going to end up sharing information because Jaqueline also has a channel as well. So go look her up and we'll make sure you have that information too. Okay. So hit the share button. Let your friends know. If you need to hit share and text it, they're going to be so grateful that you did that. So let's dig in to what tonight is about. You guys, I've had an opportunity to interview a phenomenal banking professional who is now also turned a crypto enthusiast a few weeks ago. Her name is Frances Rodriguez. And if you want to learn a little bit more about why traditional banking is really outdated and you need to look at some other alternatives, that is one of the videos to watch. So we're going to pick up from that conversation. But I do want you to know that if you do traditional banking and you feel stuck, like, dang, I just feel like there should be more options. The fees, but they're taking a lot, they're not giving anything. You feel that way because it's true. Because it's totally true. And so, how long have you been, Jaqueline? Because I've been in this crypto game now, learning more about cryptocurrency probably for a little over a year, like a year to a year and a half. How long have you been in cryptocurrency learning more about it?
technically, it'll be 1 year in January. Actually, I heard about it. I've been hearing about it. I was introduced way back when Bitcoin was a couple $100s. And it was like one of those lottery pools. Hey, give us, some money. We're gonna get some Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna blow up and be rich.
Wait, wait, wait. Y'all, did you hear this? Okay, wait. You said you were introduced when Bitcoin was how much?
Like $200, $200 or $300.
Y'all,
To
listen,
me, that was high.
listen.
You know, I don't want to give you $10 for the lottery pool, especially when you told me, no, I can't touch it. What do you mean I can't touch it? Well, are you going to mail it to me later? Like, where's my piece? Yeah, no, I'm not.
Guys,
I'm
at
not
the
doing
time of
it.
this recording, now you got to track this stuff daily, but right now, like literally physically right now, Bitcoin is, come on, my phone moving slow because I want to share this so bad. Okay, Bitcoin right now is $48,975.60 a Bitcoin. And Jaqueline just said she was introduced to it when it was $200. So if somebody talks to you about Bitcoin, you like she just said, I can't touch it, see it. You gonna put it in my account? I can't mail it to nobody, and you felt skeptical. That literally was us. But here you are. Here you are,
I am.
actually invested. So please continue. I just had to point that out because somebody else feeling that same way, sis.
I know. And I get it, but you have to have an open mind in order to excel. And that's with anything. So let's fast forward last November. Bitcoin hit $30,000. So what happened? It's on every single news channel. You pull up Yahoo Finance, it's there. You pull up CNN, it's there. And I'm like, that's that same thing they offered me at $200. Well, you know what? I'm still not getting one because I don't have $30,000 to get one, but I need to pay attention because something ain't right, because I could have had $30,000 worth of a Bitcoin at this point. So time goes on. I joined an amazing wealth community and they have been educating me on some other financial principles. Well, December came around and they launched an academy that educates strictly on cryptocurrency. I still didn't get it. I'm like, well, there's Bitcoin and Ethereum. Why do I need a whole education platform on Bitcoin and Ethereum? Still didn't get it. Prices are still going up. They're still soaring. Bitcoin is probably into the high 30s, 40s almost at that point. And so then they come and say, well, hey, there's over 6,000 coins. Okay, what does that mean to me? If I look it up and read the white papers, yeah, I don't get it. I still don't get it. Well, they were able to explain to me what all these coins meant to the cryptocurrency arena, to Bitcoin, to the Ethereum blockchain, to whatever coin it was supported or whatever project it supported. And then it starts to make a little bit more sense. And then I saw more and more, like it never left the news since November. I mean, something every day was
Yep.
in the news and the media about, cryptocurrency. So then they came with these coins and said, hey, we have a way where you can really, really, really build a strong portfolio starting with $5, $10, $20. I'm like, you know what? At this point, I have to try because somebody has told me to do $10 in the pool before when it was $300 and I didn't do it. But I'm still thinking it's $40,000. Like it's too late. What am I going to do? What is my $10 really going to get me? But I did it. I started what they call dollar cost averaging. Whatever I had, left over in a check, $5, $10, 100, 200, 500, I would just invest. And then they started introducing us to other coins that were pennies to the dollar. Here I go again, me and my analytical self. If I put $100 on this coin, yes, I have almost a million of them, but I've only made what, three or four or $5,000 on it. What is that going to do? And they're like, no, you ride the coin up, you ride the wave, and you put that money invested into something more mainstream, more stable, like a Bitcoin, like Ethereum. So then a light bulb came on. I'm like, oh, now I have a way where I can invest in some of these larger cap coins with more money. And so it just really started to make sense. My portfolio just honestly, it started to just take off. Like every day it was gains. And of course, the market goes up and down, it looks like EKG machines, like, but we were educated and we were taught to be able to withstand the pullbacks, to understand when it's going to pull back, when it's going to take off, what to do next, when to hold, when to let go. We are taught to do everything. So I'm not nervous anymore. I'm excited. My portfolio has gone well into the couple digit 4, 5, 6, that figures.
I
It's
love
it's
it.
it's growing and I trust the experts. Like we have access to the number 2 and number 4 top crypto educator in the world. I had no idea I would be addicted to this space. Like I want to learn something every day. I'm researching something every day. I'm listening to one of the educators every single day. It's like in my schedule. It's written down. Like dinner needs to be done by 7 because my
Yep.
crypto educator comes on at 7:30. So I need to have my dinner prepared, my daughter's homework done, and I need to have eaten by that time because it's like it's so important to me. And like if you just pull up the news right now, crypto is in the news, guys, and it's going to be one of the largest wealth transformations ever that people like you and I can participate in. Because normally it's the larger institutions, it's the hedge funds, it's banks, it's businesses that have a whole lot of capital and they can really invest and really buy up a lot of this crypto. Where we can dollar cost average here as just little regular old people down here on earth. And it's just been an amazing, amazing journey. And I'm so excited. Like I'm so not nervous. I'm so glad I let the switch flip over and I'm no longer a skeptic. And I am proud to say that I'm a unicorn because there are only 6% of people in the world that hold cryptocurrency accounts. And then there is even a smaller percentage of women. And then there's even a smaller percentage of women of color. So to be educated in this space and to be able to share value and add value to others, it just speaks volumes. And I'm still continuing to learn. I'm a work in progress every single day.
I love it. Y'all, she said a mouthful so very much. I see you, WSD 386. Does your academy show us how to invest in cryptocurrencies? Yes, it does. That's exactly where we've learned everything we've learned. So before I was enrolled in the academy, y'all, I knew nothing about cryptocurrency. I had heard of Bitcoin before and I had heard of the blockchain, but nobody was able to explain it to me in a way that made sense. And so I just didn't get it. And when I plugged into everything that Jaqueline just talked about, the number 2, the number 4 educator in the world, in the world, we're not just talking about in Illinois or in Indiana, not just in the United States, we're talking about in the world. And so we're able to plug into really knowledgeable individuals. So I want to encourage you, whoever is behind that name, WSD 386, get back with the person who shared this with you. If you just popped up on my channel, you can reach out to me. We'll definitely make sure you know how to reach out to us. Okay. And so we can get you more information and make sure it's a good fit for you and get you enrolled as well. So let's fast forward this conversation along. So now you're in the academy, now you're part of our amazing wealth community. You've learned a lot about crypto. And I still tell people, y'all, I'm still a novice with this thing. Even though my education has grown exponentially, I'm still a novice. And the good thing about it is, just like Jaqueline said, we're unicorns, y'all. We are early adopters. If you are on here and you are watching right now, that's a good thing, because that means you want to learn more. That's a great thing. This is how you learn, getting in those wealth circles, getting in those communities where you can understand this information and get more information. So I want to applaud you, one, for being here. Every single person that's on here live, every single person that watches the replay, I want to applaud you for being here, because it says you really want to understand how this works. Now we're starting to learn some more. We're starting to learn what coins we should get in. And let me just say this real quick. Y'all, I was floored when our portfolio increased triple digits percentage wise. I literally was floored. I had never seen anything like that.
Me either.
Never seen anything like that. Like, I'm accustomed to the bank. When I leave $1,000 there, I'm accustomed to earning $15, like for the year. For the year. But when I saw triple digit percentage growth in 6 months, I was floored. And once I was able to see it in action, I was hooked, right? And so one of the things that I want to now ask you about is this. This is really important. You've now learned more about coins. You're learning how to leverage those coins. So you're learning how to leverage them against the US dollar. You're learning how to trade them. You're learning how to accumulate them. You're learning how to invest in them. You're learning how to swap them, exchange them. You're learning all these pieces. And then comes the banking system.
Yes.
Right. You guys, we have really incredible mentors. And
Yes.
so we've learned how. Now, before I even get into that part, what was the thought when you first heard about the possibility of not using traditional banking anymore and using cryptocurrency to not only accumulate wealth, but to use that to actually pay your expenses, pay debt, and you still can accumulate wealth with the same money that you're using to pay expenses? When you heard all of that for the first time, what was your initial thought? And we'll break it down, y'all, so y'all understand what we're talking about. But what was your initial thought? Did you believe that this was truly possible? What were you thinking?
I did not, because, in most situations, even though I am a believer now, you still have certain skepticisms along the way. And
Mhm.
so I'm a definite believer in crypto. I understand it. But when I was introduced to this, like you said, certain investments I have make single digits, maybe creep into the double digits, but very low percentages within a year. Crypto way outplays that. So for me, it just made sense to learn the space. Now you're telling me these investments that are quadrupling in, tripling or quadrupling in percentage, I can now make this money work for me again and again and again. And it was just like, okay, look, you're already giving me, triple digits of percentage increase, but I can still use that and still get more and still be able to invest more into my portfolio and still be able to earn on that. It was just like, okay, no, no, no. I need someone to break it down. I need the details, because I was a little bit familiar with infinite banking type situations from before, like when you have a life insurance policy and as it accrues, sometimes you're able to borrow if you have a certain amount.
Mhm.
And so over here with this system, there weren't restrictions. Anybody could do it. You didn't have to have a certain value. You didn't have to wait a certain amount of time. You didn't have to, it was just like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But once I really got the details, I had to take advantage of it, because it's now or never for me. It's
Mhm.
now or never. Things may change, things may become what do you call it? I can't think of the word. Right now things are I can't think of the word.
I don't know the word. I will fill it in
I
for you, but I don't know what it is.
Give me 1 second.
I don't know what it is. So let's just go past it. Use some different words.
Okay, these are not regulated right now
There we go.
in certain ways. So it's like for me, I just had to take advantage of that. Wow, we have certain, tax benefits and certain, ways to invest without all of these various restrictions. And it's it's been a game changer for a lot of families, people that want to build a retirement plan, that built one and then maybe have spent the money, or people that never even started to invest in a retirement plan, people that don't know how to pay for their children's school, people that need a lump sum of money and they want to build a crypto account at the same time, people that don't have the extra income each month to allot towards crypto. This allows you to be able to do that. And so, like I said, it's just been a game changer all the way around.
I love it. Kelly said, what if you can't dedicate time daily? Is there room for us? Or is a commitment you have to make daily in order to make it? Listen, this does not take it's funny when we talk about this, you are not the first person to think this is going to take forever. Like, how am I going to get to this? I literally started learning this process. You use the time that you have. Okay. A lot of us don't realize that the thing that's amazing about our wealth community and about the way that we learn is it is built to be flexible around your schedule. Listen, y'all, I'm a whole mama of 3 crazy, rambunctious children. I'm a whole wife. Y'all even have a dog that I threaten to get rid of like at least once a month. I'm sorry, Jaqueline. I'm just saying. Because I
It's
think she
okay.
loves her more than I love mine sometimes. And so I get busy schedules. I understand, Kelly, exactly where you're coming from. But if you can find 30 minutes, 3 times a week, something like that, this is something that you can do. And you just make it fit around your schedule. It's just, we're talking, we've been involved in this space now and learning incrementally for a year. Now, all of us are not like Jaqueline. Jaqueline is addicted. Okay? Let me just tell you.
I am
Addicted.
addicted. Addicted. When you find a stream as easy as this, and I can sit right here on my butt, and I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to talk about anyone, but what do people do? I need more money. What do? They go spend more time for more money. So they go Uber, they go, work at the mall for the holidays, they go deliver groceries, they do all of these different things. I am so not opposed to that. What I'm opposed to is being away from my family more just to
Mhm.
make more money. So for me to sit on my butt and make even more money than I would ever make in any of those side jobs, it just made sense for me to want to get
Yeah.
into this space.
I'm gonna interject something really quick here because this is important to understand. A lot of the times we reference Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki's
Let's
just
pull that up.
transformative book. I usually have it sitting right next to me, but yeah, I'm inundated with books around me right now. And so the Rich Dad Poor Dad, the subtitle of that book is called, thank you, Giselle, now go to sleep. Okay. This isn't right. She just pop up, help me, go to sleep. So this is Rich Dad Poor Dad, y'all. And see that subtitle right there? Hold on, let me see if I can get it really good. Y'all see that? What rich people teach their kids about money that the poor and the middle class do not. Y'all, that's the powerful part. That's the powerful part. That meant, and I knew that I was not raised in a rich family. I knew this. So that meant that they were learning something different than I was learning. Well, one of the key themes in that book is that cash flow, the concept of cash flow, the concept of assets and liabilities. Well, cash flow, when we think about it, who would be classified as a poor family? And I was trying to pull up the graphic, but I wasn't prepared to really talk about this part. But it's foundational to understanding why, Kelly, you want to put the time in where the time is needed, right? And so when we look at the cash flow pattern of a poor person, they may go to work and their money just literally goes from work to their expenses. When you look at the cash flow pattern of a middle class person, I'm using air quotes, okay? And these are not my words, but they are accurate. When we look at the cash flow pattern of a middle class person, now when you're middle class, think about it. The middle class worships degrees. Let's just be honest. I'm in school right now, so it's not that I think degrees are horrible, but it's that the middle class worships degrees, right? And we are our titles, and we are the degree that we have hanging on our wall, and we put so much pride into it. But guess what? We still broke, right? Because what happens is we have these higher paying jobs, but now guess what we have? A lot of us have college debt. Guess what else we have? Now that we have this degree and we have a higher paying job, we go out and get a mortgage. So now we have a different type of debt than a person who is considered part of our poor class. They don't have a mortgage. They may not have a car note, but you do, right? And so you got your degree, you got your higher salary, but now your money is going out through other expenses that are liabilities. And liabilities are things that simply take money out of your pocket, y'all. That's what a liability is. What rich people teach their children is to take that money and put it in assets. And they increase their assets. And as their assets increase in value, their assets start to pay them. And so now they can get to the point that they can live off the interest of their assets. So, for example, if you were able to purchase rental property, and you have real estate income coming in, rental income. Let's just say I'll use the example of my mentor because this is a really great example. They needed to buy a truck. Well, they had a rental property and the car note for that truck was $500 a month. Well, guess what? That property paid them $500 a month. That was the extra that they got because the mortgage or the rent that the person paid was $800. But the mortgage for them was $300. They had a $500 difference in there. That $500 went to pay for their liability. That's what rich people teach their children. They teach their children to purchase assets, and as those assets increase in value, they pay for your liabilities. Everything that Jaqueline is talking about is how she's putting money into assets and how those assets are now paying her. Okay, so now let's transition a little bit, right? Because now you got your daughter involved in this space. Talk
Yes.
about where that mindset came from, that you're like, I need to make sure that my baby has some cryptocurrency. Where did that part come from?
The mindset actually came from my wealthy mentors to link arms and to be able to really talk face to face, phone to phone, text to text, Facebook to Facebook, however you want to put it, with people who have what you desire,
Yes.
for them to share, give you the blueprint, share their resources. That spoke volumes to me. And the first thing I thought is that I don't want my daughter to want for anything. And when we say that, a lot of times we mean, I don't want her to want for clothes. I don't want her to, want for toys. No, I'm so far beyond that. She can wear the same pants every day for all I care. But I don't want her to have to acquire debt to go get an education. It just does not make sense. You spend 4 years, you go into the real world, and you start off in the real world backward. That just does not make sense. I don't want her to have to go into debt for her first vehicle. I don't want her to take a small business loan for her first business in adventure that she does on her own. And so she got excited because I introduced her first to silver coins. So you can invest in several different assets in addition to crypto. As a matter of fact, you should diversify your portfolio. And
Absolutely.
so I was acquiring silver coins for her. And these are actual physical coins that come in the mail with her name on it. So first and foremost, she had mail. So that excites any kid when they see their name. They get to tearing stuff up and they try to tear your stuff up too, acting like their name was on it too. But she'll be like, "Oh my God, it's like a real coin. Can I spin it?" Da, 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 da. So we'll put them to the side. And when I would tell her how much each one is worth and that they're increasing in value, that really seemed to excite her. But more so because she actually had something physical. Like I tried to hold the Bitcoin back in the day. I wanted to hold it in my hand. She actually has something physical that makes a lot of noise when you drop it on the floor that she could hold. And so I said, okay, this is one way. Everyone knows you need multiple streams of income. Why not start her out right now? As a business owner, of course, I pay my daughter weekly an allowance as part of, being an employee for my business. Well, I know a lot of you are familiar with those apps that they have for your children, Greenlight and things like that, Henry, oh Henry. Well, you can actually, put chores in there and pay your kids an allowance. I was really, really torn because why are you charging me monthly to put money in my own account? That just did not sit well with me. And so when the crypto banking was introduced to me, I said, you know what? I'll kill a bunch of birds with one stone. I'll be able to pay her. I'll be able to have her put those assets into crypto. I'll be able to have those assets earn interest. And if she ever needs them, there's no restrictions. She can borrow right from it that day. And so that was my thought process.
That is so good. Okay, let me back up, y'all. She gave so much sauce, so many nuggets. She said, I pay my daughter. Okay, that's a tax strategy, which is awesome. She said, I pay her in crypto. That is huge. Listen, it's so funny because I'm thinking, make sure you pay your kids in crypto. don't give them cash. Make sure you pay in crypto. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like that's resonating in my head. I want you guys to understand banking concept. What are we talking about when we talk about the banking concept? So I see you, Shelly. We're gonna get your question answered. Give me a moment. So what are we talking about when we talk about banking with crypto? Okay. So one of the concepts we can't give you all the sauce because it really is our mentor has a amazing NFT where he breaks this thing down and we can introduce you to a masterclass where you can actually learn exactly what we're doing. You can learn step by step how to do exactly what it is that Jaqueline is talking about when we were mentioning the banking system. So let me give you an example of what that looks like. You guys, my house, if I needed to borrow against my house, right? I needed to get a home equity line of credit. I go to the bank and my house is the collateral, meaning that if I don't pay it, they take the house. Okay. Fancy terms. So my house is the collateral. And guess what happens? I still have my house, but they still give me that line of credit. They give me some cash to do whatever it is I want to do, whether it's home improvements, whether it's whatever. Right. So I have the cash that they gave me as a loan, but I still have my home. Well, guess what? You can do that with crypto. Right. So you can still have your asset. You can actually borrow against your asset and you still have your asset. And they use your asset, whatever asset you have, your cryptocurrency, as collateral. So, should you not pay yourself back because it is you that you're paying back, they have that collateral. This is powerful because, see, a lot of you guys, I don't know what your finances look like. I know some people struggle with credit scores. I know some people have amazing credit scores, but let me tell you what a credit score really is. A credit score is just really a measure of how good you are at getting in debt, right? So, the more debt you can get in, and you can make sure you're paying that debt on time, guess what they give you? More credit to create more debt. So it's a measure of how good your report card of how good you are at staying in debt and just paying over time, right? What if you didn't have to do it in using a traditional system? What if you could create your own bank where you don't have to borrow from a traditional bank, because that's what a credit card is, but you borrow from your own bank because you create your own credit, but you got a real asset that's appreciating. Of course, it's fluctuating with the market, but what we learn in our educational platform and our wealth community, we understand what's happening with Bitcoin right now. Why some of y'all scared and y'all selling y'all stuff. We like, okay, keep coming. Keep coming. Let that price get a little bit lower. Let me keep working. So it's scaring some people, but we already knew that this was happening. Why? Because we are educated. When you are getting educated in this industry, in this space, your fear starts to dissipate. The more educated you become, the less afraid you are. Okay. So we're going to dig in some more into that. But before we move on, I want to make sure that I answer Shelly's question. Shelly said, can you tell her how to acquire those silver coins?
Absolutely. So there are several different sites. I can send you a link to the one that I use, which is Quicksilver, and you can make a one-time purchase. You can also do monthly purchases or a recurring purchase, and you can go from there. So I can definitely share that with you after this.
Okay. So I'm going to just add this up on the screen. You said Quicksilver.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's an example of Quicksilver. And Shelly was like, yes, those crypto sales be fire.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
one place where item goes on sale and people get scared. No, let's work, right? So that's what the banking system, that's an overview of kind of what the banking system looks like. You guys, if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you get back with the person that introduced you to this video. If you have stumbled upon my page, stumbled upon my YouTube, then I want you to make sure you send me a message. If Jaqueline invited you to watch this video, I want you to get back with her. Anyone who may have invited you. We got motivational purpose on here. You guys, she may have invited you. I know she has definitely shared this. We got Saucy on here. She may have invited you. Shelly is on here. Milagros is on here. So if somebody specifically has invited you and you are interested in learning more about that, our crypto concept of how you can unbank yourself from traditional banking and start learning how to use cryptocurrency in order to unbank yourself and create your own bank, we have a masterclass coming up next week that we can definitely invite you to. In fact, today is Wednesday. We may have one. We may have one more this week. Okay. So make sure you follow up with them about that as well. And then, of course, about our wealth community. Okay. So now tell me how you're unbanking your daughter who's not even really banked. Let's talk about this whole concept while we got some time here.
So she actually has a bank account, but she does not actively use it. So in my mind, she does not follow the traditional banking system. Frances is not on here, but I learned so much from her. And when you realize that the traditional banking system was never really set up for us to win, it just made more sense for me to see how I can get my daughter involved. Even though she's 8 years old, I'm still able to open up her own account with her own email address. I still govern that account. I am still the owner. I'm still liable for that account, but it's in her name and it is her money to use for whatever it is that she decides to use it for. Um, like I said, it's just been a game changer because, all the fees that you have with the bank. And then, like you mentioned, in order for you to borrow from something or to, get money from something, you have to have, physical collateral. But you can get denied if you don't have the right credit score or the right, you haven't gained that much equity in your house, or there's so many different stipulations that could apply where you're like, this is my money and I want it now, like that commercial. And you're like, this is unfair, like what do I do? Same thing with like the banking system and the overdraft fees. Why are you charging me a fee if I couldn't afford the first payment that came out? Why do you think I have $37.37 more dollars and 37 more dollars? And so I'm really trying to move away from that, especially with the education that I have, understanding the banking system, understanding what cryptocurrency can do for me, and understanding what it means to truly be unbanked and to truly use my assets to pay for my liabilities. And I want my daughter to be the same, even though she does not understand everything. I want her to be a unicorn on top of a unicorn. I want her to be one of those kids that's prepared for whatever is to come. And right now, while we have the ability to be unbanked and for her to grow a significant amount of crypto just from the money that I pay her weekly, why not? And I figure, she's not actively using the money anyway. So why not put it in something that's going to earn more crypto or gain more assets for her rather than letting it sit in a traditional bank where they aren't giving her any kind of rewards for letting it sit there.
That is so good. You guys, once again, she's talking about Frances Rodriguez. She's not on here live with us right now, but if you go back on my YouTube channel, I have a conversation with Frances, the unbanked former crypto or unbanked banker, now crypto enthusiast. And she talks a lot about those fees. So if you are a person and you're watching, this is no shame. I don't want you to be embarrassed. What we want to do is help you get out of that cycle. Okay. And so we talked about that cycle. What's up, Jennifer Barker? I see you sharing this with people in the comments. Go, sis. Look at her. Look at her. She just doing her work. Let me just tag my
Hey,
family so they can know what's happening. Hey, Queen. And so I had that conversation with Frances. So you can hop on to my YouTube channel and you can see that information there and learn a little bit about how to get out of that cycle. Frances is actually going to be a part of something that we have coming up starting January 1st. We're doing a 21-day financial fast, and she is going to participate in that and also provide some of her knowledge. And y'all, she kills it when we talk about banking and the accounts, and when we talk about it. I'll give you some more details a little bit later. But that is huge. That's transformative. And I want to get to a couple things before, because I know, girl, can you believe we've already been chatting now for like almost 40 minutes? It goes so fast. Man, when the conversation is good. So one thing I want to go back to, and then I have a question, because you're setting your daughter up for financial success, just like your mother set you up for financial success, right?
Yes.
We've had that
Yes.
conversation. So we're going to
Yes.
visit that in just a second. But I want to piggyback. Listen, when we're talking about things like cryptocurrency, I'm going to give y'all some sauce. You know how you hear pay yourself first, pay yourself first, pay yourself first. Now, y'all, let me tell you, I was so uneducated about money. Do you hear me? So uneducated that when people said pay yourself first, I thought, yes, I put some money aside so I could get an outfit. Don't judge me because somebody else on here feel the same way. Do not judge me. That is not paying yourself first. That is wasting money. That's wasting. I literally, my son will say things like, Mom, can we go to Andy's, which is a restaurant in the neighborhood? He'll be like, Mom, can we go to Andy's? I was like, no, because that $20, that's worth $80 worth of Bitcoin. By the time that stuff grows, no, we can't do that. And so now I understand pay yourself first means this. You put your money in an asset where that asset can now grow. Paying yourself first does not just mean putting some money in your pocket so you can spend it. When you find an extra $20 in your pocket, like, oh, I got $20 more I found in the bottom of my purse. Let me go get something else. No, that's when you put that money aside. I see you, Francis. She says her 7-year-old son, Francisco, opened up his Exodus wallet. Let's go.
Nice. Let's
Let's go.
go.
Right? Shelly said, listen, no judgment. We have all been there. You guys, really, I was so uneducated about how money works. My husband and I, we earned over 6 figures, but you could not tell by our bank account. And I'm so honest and authentic about that because people need to know where you come from so they can understand they too can learn. I knew nothing. And so I just want to encourage you. Now, look, another book that I want to share with you really quick, and then we're going to dig into how Shaquela's amazing mom set her up, and Shaquela didn't even know what was happening. And that's exactly what she's doing now for her daughter. Like, this is such a big deal. And I don't even know if you had thought about that, but it's like the cycle repeating itself. This is so dope.
It
So I think
is.
Rich Dad Poor Dad, y'all see that one. Another book that I want to recommend is this book right here called Fake. Also by Robert Kiyosaki. It's called Fake. The subtitle, Fake Money, Fake Teachers, Fake Assets. How Lies Are Making the Poor and Middle Class Poorer. This book, y'all, really, really, really good book. So these are 2 recommendations if you just want to start this journey of understanding how money works and how the money game works. All right. All right. Yes. Tina says she has one for her daughter too. Probably talk about that Exodus wallet, a crypto wallet. And yes, Shelly, it's a good cycle. So let's dig into this cycle. I already know the story, so but I'm not gonna tell the story. I want you to share because I remember you were like, I thought my mother was just being mean to me.
Yes.
Tell them what she did because this is such a good story.
So my story starts in kindergarten. My mother was a teacher. My dad worked in steel mill. He was a retired teacher. Then he moved on to the steel mill. And she would go to the bank every other Friday. She was, I mean, really good about her money, balancing her checkbook. She knew where every penny was and where every penny went, really good with a budget. Every other Friday. And I was a nervous person. She would give me $2 and I would have to stand in a different line in the bank by myself and deposit it into an account. And I would literally shake and cry and just sit a little slip up there. And she was like, aren't you going to say anything? I'm like, didn't you write it on the slip? Like, what do you want me to say? So it started there. Didn't really understand. Long story short, that money was used for all my senior activities. So those of you, if you have kids, you know, it's senior pictures and graduation gowns and prom and all these different things. And it's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Right. So I was prepared for that. Now, the other thing was that she would put money aside and she would do stocks and bonds. And she would have the little papers in her little, she had like a little money drawer. And so I just remember her every other Friday putting a new bond or putting a new stock in there and, you know, letting those grow over time. So when it came for time for me to go to college, she started to cash in all of those. So I went to college. I actually had a scholarship to play basketball and I decided not to take it. And of course, she had to pay for school, which I felt so awful about. It was the worst decision I ever had to make in my life. But college was paid for in addition to a brand new car. And so I did not have any debt whatsoever when I graduated. What happened was I did not get those jobs that I wanted, and I ended up moving back home. And my mom said, well, you live here. You need to pay me $500 a month. For what? A bathroom and a bedroom? Every time I go into the kitchen, I see you. Every time I watch TV, I see you. Every time I go in the basement, I see you. But I have to pay you $500? Like, are you kidding me? And her response was, move then. You're gonna have to pay $600 for rent, something for the lights, something for this, something for that, something for you know what? Fine. I'll give you $500 since you just want to be mean. And I don't know if you need the money or not, but whatever. I mean, I was literally livid every time I got paid. Like, I gotta give this lady $500, like 500. Like, it was just the worst thing ever. Well, when I purchased my first condo, here comes my mom with the money for my closing costs, with the money to furnish my entire condo completely, and with a $10,000 down payment for my first car that I purchased. And it was just like, oh my God. Like, she was like, yeah, you would have been in the streets doing whatever, spending that little money, and you didn't need that money. You had a really good job. You lived at home. She said, I had to show you some discipline. Now you know on your own going forward these are the things that you can do if you save, if you, try and like you said, you put some money aside, use some of your assets to pay for some of your liabilities. And so it just made sense. But she had started from the age of when I was in kindergarten, from the $2 to the bonds to, the $500 for rent. And so I want to do the same thing for my daughter, but take out the middle class mentality,
Yeah.
because she totally, totally had that. You go to college, you get the job. When I got my job, I mean, she set me down. Are you putting the max in your 401k? Do you know they will match it when you get da 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 da. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm doing the max, and I'm gonna have so much money when I retire, and this is the greatest thing ever. And yes, I'm vested now. Only to find out all the fees that they take out.
Yes.
And
Yes.
401ks were invented the year I was born, and they
Yep.
were never set up for us to really live the luxurious lifestyle that we desire to live without working, after retirement. And so, yes, I want to implement a system to prepare my daughter. I want her to physically see me doing these things for her. She's not going to understand now. And then, of course, she's going to be a teen. She's going to have an attitude about everything, but she's still going to see her mom doing these things for her. And then she's still going to see how her life is in comparison to other teens or other young women, other young men who have to basically start from scratch or start out in debt. I don't want her to have to go down that road if I can't help it.
That
And
is
so
so cute.
that's the story.
Y'all, that is so. I remember when she told me that story. She was like, she's being so mean. But to have taken all the money that she was paying her every month and just put it aside. And so she literally gifted all of the money that she gave her, that she was paying rent. She gifted it right back to her. That is so powerful, and showed you that you can save the money because you have been doing it already, and
Yeah.
showed you that discipline. And now you get to take that to the very next level and help your daughter's mindset. Y'all, that's powerful. I know, right? They getting all kinds of, your mom getting all kinds of love in
I
the comments.
know.
Ah! And that's why whenever I meet people in Jaqueline's network, because her mom was a teacher, she's a retired teacher, they always talk about her mama. Like, there are people that always mention your mom because she was a staple in Gary, Indiana, y'all. So that is so amazing and dope. So what I want to do, April said,
April.
my kids become rich. And so what I want to do is just remind you guys that I know you're trying to figure out how you can definitely stay in contact with Jaqueline. So let me make sure that I get that information up. So you can reach out to her via email. This is her email on the screen, you guys. info@JaquelineLeeJoy. I'm going to give you a second because I know it is unique and you're like, I'm going to forget the J or
Yeah.
the Z or the something. So
And put
this
a .com on the end, please.
.com would be
Yep.
correct. Yeah. Info JaquelineLeeJoy.com. That would be helpful. Let me fix that right now. Thank you so much for saying that because I didn't even
No
notice.
problem.
Here we go. See, just a couple keystrokes. Info@JaquelineLeeJoy.com. That is how you can interact with her via email. So if you want to reach out to her, you can definitely do that. Okay. You can also follow her on Instagram. Okay. And this is her handle on Instagram. It is @JaquelineLeeJoy on Instagram. And if you're wondering where that beautiful, unique name is from, her first name is Jaqueline. Her middle name is Lee Joy. All right.
Yes.
So that is how you can follow her on Instagram. And then she also has a YouTube channel, you guys. And so she shares some information about cryptocurrencies and various things on her YouTube channel. Okay. And so this is the website to get directly to her YouTube channel. It is video.jaquelineleejoy.com. Okay. I'm going to give you a second so you can get that. Let's
Yes.
calm it down. Go ahead.
And while she's doing that, I really this subject is so near and dear to me because I wasn't one of those that started out in debt. I was one of those who my mother also taught business. So she educated me on credit cards and why they were not the way of the world, why you shouldn't use a credit card for everything. You should not put anything on a credit card unless you have the money to pay for it and pay it off. Period. And she taught me about balancing checkbooks and just really keeping track of your money and being a good steward of your money. I know you guys might find it hard to really even save and set money aside for yourself, but it's vital that you make a way for yourself and for your legacy. And it's
Mhm.
really important to, if you don't have the structure, you don't have the motivation, you don't have the discipline, to really, really also get in contact with Demita, especially when they begin the new season of this financial fast. Everyone can definitely take something away from that. And it can really help you change your mindset and really dig deep on why you are not as disciplined as you could be or should be, and really start to see those gains show up in your account. I just really, really, really want to stress how important and passionate I feel about that.
Mhm. Absolutely. I see Ann asked if we could put your info back up again, so I will keep that up for just a second. Absolutely. What's up, Ann? What's up, Queen? I see you out there killing it. I'm proud of you. I see you, Patricia. Thank you so much for hopping on. Patricia says wisdom. I love it. That is her email address. I'm going to go ahead and pop up her Instagram, and we're going to leave that up for a good 60 seconds as well. You guys, she was talking about the 21-day financial fast. So what's happening is on January the 1st, we are actually going to start reading this book right here. And this book is huge. And here is her YouTube. Okay. This book is huge. This simple little 3-week program. It is 3 weeks. It is 21 days. But you guys, we did this last year in December. We did it the month of Christmas. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I did not know if we were going to make it through. But in those 3 weeks, the only thing that I spent that was not a necessity was money for one Dr. Pepper. One Dr. Pepper, and that thing haunted me because it was at the end of week 2, the beginning of week 3. I was so mad at myself. But this book changed everything. Okay. And so we will be doing a 21-day financial fast again. And as simple as it seems, it's a book that's based on scripture. Okay. And yes, Tina said, I learned so much. We did this with our,
Mhm.
and since that time, my husband and I have actually hosted this thing an additional 3 times this year. And so it's just such a smart way to get the breakthrough you might be looking for. Because as Jaquela was saying, you got to find a way to put some money aside. Your situation is never going to change. You think it's the amount of money you're making, and I promise you, it's not. It's you, because
Mhm.
that's what I had to figure out. I thought it was we didn't make enough money. Yeah, we made more than enough. When I saw that stuff on paper, I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me? I can't even believe we made this amount of money." Right? It was us, and so I want to invite you to join us. And you can register for it here at 21dayfast.demetamcgee.com. You can register there, okay? And it's 100% free, all right? But I want to make sure you have all the information. We're going to start in 2 weeks on, I believe it's a Saturday. January the 1st, we are going to work together for 21 straight days. You want to buy a copy of this book, okay? 21 Day Financial Fast by Michelle Singletary. This has been incredible. We were looking for a breakthrough. I know I was, and I got the breakthrough that I was looking for. So you are more than welcome to join us on that financial fast. Listen, as we wrap things up, I'm going to leave that up there so you guys can register. Jaquela, what parting words of wisdom do you have for us?
Take your time, get educated, learn how money works. Because I feel like a lot of us have the misconception that we understand how money works. We know we're supposed to get a job. We know we're supposed to go out in the world and give some of our time, and they're going to give us some money. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to go buy all these fabulous things because we want to look great and we need our hair done, our nails done, and all these things. But really understand how the system works. Understand how your 401k works. Understand where these fees are coming from. Understand your pension. Understand mutual funds or any of the investments that you might have outside of that. Start to understand crypto. It's another stream of income. It's money. So
Yeah.
it's another financial platform that you really need to understand. If you, like I said, if you look at the news, they're giving you the hints. It's going to be the way of the world, whether you like it or whether you like it. You're going to be required to have a cryptocurrency account, whether you want to or whether you want to.
That's
Now
true.
you can be like the masses and have one and don't know what to do with it, but you had to have one because they're going to start paying you in crypto. Or you can become a unicorn and really understand what's going on and be an early adopter and get ahead of the game and be financially free. So
Thank
that's
you.
what I, and
Thank you.
include kids. They need this stuff too.
They do. They do. And you have so much more influence than anything else, as your mom was like a really great example, and how you're being a really beautiful example to London. Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you, thank you for hopping on here, sharing your story. Because I know somebody is motivated to make some changes. I know somebody looks at your story. See, a lot of us look at you and we're just like, oh my gosh, she's so boss, she's so bomb. But there's some people that can resonate with your story. And so you just encourage somebody today. And I just really want to say thank you. Hang on, don't go away. You guys, remember, if you want to get in contact with Jaqueline, you can email her, you can connect with her on Instagram. In fact, I want you to connect with her on Instagram. If you can, if you're on your phone, screenshot this thing, share her in your stories, tag her, because that's going to help her get even more exposure and continue to help more and more people. We're committed as a community to helping 10,000 families, one family at a time, two families at a time, three families at a time. We're going to free our community, and especially our people of color. We got you. Okay. We're going to help you. We got this. Okay. And so please, once again, I'm going to give you a few minutes to take a screenshot, and I want you to tag her in your stories and give her her flowers while she's here. And let's help her get even more exposure for what she is doing. So thank you so much, sis. Don't hang up. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Okay. All right, y'all. So we are wrapping up. That was the beautiful Jaqueline. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's see what y'all saying in here in these comments. Yes, NFTs also. Great information. Thank you so much, April. NFTs, huge, huge, huge. What's up, Tamika? I see you. I know the face behind that Phoenix blue name. And so, you guys, thank you once again. If you are looking for more information on our wealth community, if you're looking for more information to learn about banking and you're interested in hopping in one of those master classes, make sure you connect with the person who got you on this video. Or if you just happened upon it, if you happened on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, you can always reach out to me directly. My email is right here. It is dmcgee@damitamcgee.com. Okay. So you can always reach out to me via email. All right, it's really easy to remember. You guys can find me at the official Demita McGee on Instagram, the official Demita McGee on Instagram. And then lastly, if you are looking via Facebook and you would like to follow me on YouTube, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead over there and subscribe. We'll be putting a lot more outstanding comments or content over there too that will not be on Facebook. That is video.demitamcgee.com. All right. I know I gave y'all a lot. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope y'all found some exciting value out of what we shared tonight. Love y'all. We will see you the next time. Go be great. Let's get it.